morning. We're down here in Delhi this morning with Devin Homick, grain originator in the Delhi region. Devin, we're using some new technology this year to estimate some yields. Tell us a little bit about how that's working.
Well, let's take a quick look here at the screen, Don. And the first slide we're kind of looking at, it's high resolution imagery that we're utilizing. We're having the flames flowing with a plane or drone and getting that high image resolution. The next ones, if we go to the next slide, it's a relative crop performance. So they overlay that layer. You can definitely see some areas of the field that red being a tough area, dark green shows you a better opportunity in the crop.
And what are we using? How are we defining those different? What's the camera doing? What's it picking up?
Yeah, so that camera actually the resolution's up to 12 centimeters. So it's literally taking a picture of just about every plant in the field. So you can definitely see by the different layers here. The yellows are, yellows and reds are missing some crop. The green is showing your canopy and how much foliage is there. So showing your plant health and stuff like that at the time.
And what do we do from here then?
So the next slide you'll go to is we actually create zones. So if you take a look at that, we're creating the zones, utilizing those colors in that last slide we had.
So for instance, in this green zone, we expect that crop is all the same within that green area?
Yeah, roughly. It should be relative based on how that image looked.
Then from there, what are we doing?
Next we actually truth check the field. So we're actually going out, walking those zones and taking a yield sample. We're measuring the 4 Kabbes in that zone, and we've been actually taking 2 points in each of the colors to kind of give us a representative of that, hopefully of that color. This is what that kind of looks like on the next slide. So this was walked last Friday, and it's actually showing you the spots that we actually truth checked out in the field.
And then from there, you're taking your yields in those areas. And what's the technology doing for us at this point?
Well, you hope you're taking that imagery and you're able to get a little more accurate of what that field might do. There are spots in this field that are running well over 200 bushel, and there were spots that were actually zeros. So, it was interesting to see when you're walking, to see the correlation based on when you're going from one zone to the next. You could definitely see it based on this imagery.
So our customers, we've flown, how many fields would we have flown in the Delhi area that we've done this on?
Yeah, so we did six fields in the Delhi area, and all but one has to be left to be truth checked.
Coming to harvest, then what will we do? We're going to take some yield monitor data on this as well.
Yeah, they're going to utilize the combine's yield monitors and overlay that to see how accurate it is based on the checks that we're doing, and hopefully over time we can kind of build a little bit of a database that maybe in the future we can keep utilizing this technology to get a little more accurate checks out in the field.
The farmers then can use some of this mapping as well, these zones, go out into those zones and say, what is different? What is going on here? Is it drainage? Is it fertility? Are you seeing farmers intrigued by the information?
Definitely. We're in this area for sure. We're starting to see guys take on more of this technology. Hopefully, maybe it's nutrient management, nitrogen management. They can see areas that maybe are suffering over time, and it might year after year as they look at this data, they'll be able to utilize and hopefully start to change that field all to a color that shows a better yield. Some fields, the differences in color might only be 5 or 10 bushel, where this field sometimes it's 40 bushel. So hopefully they can start utilizing some of this stuff and make that whole field have the yield that they want.
Great, thanks Devin. Day 3 here of our Great Lakes Grain Crop Assessment Tour. If you want your field checked and looked at, give Devin a call any of our branches. We'd be more than happy to look after that for you. Thanks again to our sponsor, Kabbes, for helping us through this as well. Thank you.